Greetings everybody, yes, outer Zim, amazing Zim. Yeah, I hope you are having a good time in Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen. Ziganzine mumwe, iwe, tingafare se zvinhu zvakamira so. Ladies and gentlemen, it's either munhu anofara kana kuti asingafare. What is happening in Zim, ladies and gentlemen? Amazing Zim. We're seeing Zimbabweans raising the Zimbabwean spirit. We see Greatman. Yeah, man, Zimbabwean musician, them called Greatman. Greatman outshines Chivayo with a GoFundMe car upgrade. Okay, so let's talk about Greatman. This is a great story that we're seeing coming here. We would see other stories about Greatman. Remember this guy getting into the music industry. One of the people who would help him is, ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner Chimbetu. Then we would see stories. Mwana Greatman akafanana na Chimbetu. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Suleiman Chimbetu is not weak now Chivayo. Now we see Greatman outshines Chivayo with a GoFundMe car upgrade. So this is not an aqua, ladies and gentlemen. Now in Zimbabwe, when we talk about aqua, we forget about the soap aqua. We forget even about the aqua. I'm a baby girl. Aqua is associated to Chivayo. Okay, I don't know if the guys are paying him. Zimbabweans would be raising $10,000 on GoFundMe. 10,000 is a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, but it would be raised very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. And we see a car is bought for Greatman. Who initiated the GoFundMe? That person did deliver. Remember the days we would see Nelson Chamisa's car gets gunshot blows delivered on it. Then there's a GoFundMe to fund a new bulletproof car for Chamisa. Come time for unveiling the car, the car is like, no, you can't find me. I'm already gone before I came. What happened to the money? Who was the fundraiser? So people will be like, Mr. Nelson Chamisa, we want to be raising funds for you. Do they do that? If they start doing that, if it has never been done before, what happens? So we go over to social media. We're seeing images, comments on Greatman car. Yes, sir. What a beautiful new car. Somebody would write, and we see images, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow Zimbabweans, when we are posting these images, what do? Kana kuri kumaruzeva vanambuya nana mai vanopururudza mururu, kwete kupururudza ngekupururudza vadziva kake, no, kupururudza, ululating mururu nemuridzo, whistling and celebrating kuti uyaita chakati mumusha. We celebrate our own. Ndiwangu vamwe vanobva vaimba kuti nhasi ndezvedu. Anyway, that's not what that song talks about. Ukanzwa kuti nhasi ndezvedu zvinenge zvisiri zvake. Nhasi ndezvedu kauni kako kuti nhasi ndezvedu kakazvitoti vamwe vafunga kuti panosungirwa maribbon to celebrate. That is our culture of ceremonies in Zimbabwe. Maribbon, giving each other presents, kana ma-Christmas taenda kumamisha, things like that. Dotsika yedu. Yesterday I was reflecting jangu my weddings aitwa makore muna 1992 vanhu vachapfeka matrauser ane maplits kwete tuka kana 6 maplits matrauser echirume. Remember those days? Jakata artist aichina unge Michael Jackson kusati kwatombona weekend uchivaya chinzi ari kupfeka unge mukadzi, right? Anyways, that happens. Masani kwa ne Instagram cinema models. Yes, Zimbabwe, we haven't built enough schools. Munge akatona Instagram ga amidani ngapaona se munhu ari kuviral. Then we see Greatman shining. Greatman, before we knew him as a musician, he would be known somewhere as a disabled person. Disabled by who? Now he's a musician. He's a celebrated person. Why? Because he just did what he does. He ain't a farmer. He's a musician. Then we see Chivayo. This is bigger. Is it because of the name of Chivayo? Yes, sir. There is claims that Chivayo refused to buy Greatman a car. Did we see him asking for the car anyway? Anyway, anytime? No? So, I'm just going to read some of the comments. So just we can know what we already know. Ladies and gentlemen, even the comments in the wedding, word by word, one writes, brand new, question mark. Now when we read punctuations, we don't read punctuation unless you are an academic. Because punctuation is like the intonation of the writing. So the writing here is like brand new. It's from Japan. There is no full stop. And when one writes a comment like that, they always make a mistake. It's like an ex-Jap car is not brand new. Is an ex-Jap car not brand new? Even though it's second-hand, ladies and gentlemen. Is it not brand new? These guys, they never make a thing old. Not just cars. Even used clothes. Why do things get old in Zimbabwe? Okay. This shirt was worn, let's just say for 1 week. And me, I get a shirt 1 week. Oh, the seams are weak. Like, it ain't even an overall. Hembe yato sakara kudara. But yempero yakapfekwa meno aulongo inamubvira sakara. But payangu ya kuZimbabwe yabvira sakara. We see the cars coming in. One is writing, it's from Japan. Okay? It's a new car. One, if they taught critical thinking, the rest would take care of itself. But the enemy doesn't want that, because the system wants to create complicit followers. They are obedient to its devices. Ladies and gentlemen, the devil is in trouble. People write certain comments which are adverts and commercials. What are they selling? Remember Makandiwa, when we can say he was starting here, they already started. But we can say when he was starting here in Chitungwiza, he's still in Chitungwiza and everywhere. When he's holding a crusade, you don't see posters, but you'd hear speculation. Makandiwa alikuya pakati, makandiwa alikuya pakati. Like the same we see Strive Masiwa Econet. Strive Masiwa just hires people and not my multi-level pyramid scheme. You chatengesa kwachakaongwa, tengesa chicho zona no, not that one. But it will be more like direct marketing, more like that. Strive Masiwa just get 10 guys. I mean, it's just an example. Pinda Makombi, 10 sets of guys to 20 guys, right? Wapinda Makombi 10, Kombi ine wanu 18. Wutanga wutanga Econet iwe chakati mafoni chakada, and people will be listening machines go. So munanu bati dochi kutaura Kombi yaenda kam 10 sets zevanu wataura ne wanu ngani Kombi. It's 180 people. Kana Kombi 10 trips. How many people? 1,800. Wakuzati kune Econet. Line rikudhura kupfura price yemombe. Because Strive Masiwa is a vision kuti mna 2012 ndingendaona mari yekuta infrastructure yangu yakawanda. Nyango zawo siyazomanikizwa kunzi share infrastructure, things like that. Of course, it's good to say share infrastructure. The infrastructure we use for our internet to share some maline ana Amazon, RMCM, things like that. We share data, we share the web, things like that, but uno badaraga. Strive Masiwa would do this line. Scarcity, but he's protecting his market. That was very brilliant. It was brilliant and visionary. Brilliant. He protected his idea. And he executed it. Econet is now what it has always been. Africa's biggest what it is, like competing in an MTN, things like that. Mobile money is the biggest in the world. EcoCash, ladies and gentlemen, the US rip by EcoCash. That is Strive Masiwa. So we see one person comments then. Brand new is from Japan. Who are they marketing? Then another one writes, if they taught critical thinking, the rest would take care of itself. Critical thinking doesn't mean that not to criticize and it's shown. Ladies and gentlemen, critical thinking, testing a thing. Udaona chaka simba ereji. Screen re iPhone re S10 raka simba ere. Ausura sando ndo ndarwane sando. Richapukanyika ere. Aiwa hapana screen protector inopukanyika. Ni mallet yipranga yeye. Yekutenda raweza miti. Okay. That is criticizing, looking at all the possible facts. But the enemy, who is the enemy? The enemy is the enemy. Mandu imandu. Enemy. Asingadi muvengi. It's either you are a lover or you are an enemy. It's either you are a lover or you are an enemy. I didn't say the two are opposites. Kana uri enemy uri muvenga udike. Ungagode say uri enemy. You are una man ndiwe enemy. You are the one who hates offer anything. So we see somebody take action and people make donations. Zimbabweans can make donations, can make contributions in everything. Ladies and gentlemen, including my contribution ekutowanikwa akamira akaungana nevamwe pa protest. But maybe most of the guys who have commitment to be able to do that, they will be busy doing something at that time. Sikangonoshaya time iyoyo yokuti pane maZimbabweans ari kuti zvakati regai tiende paprotest, regai tinovamirira muline tinovavhotera, things like that. Another one writes, third comment, not brand new though. Another one writes the comment, thank you at Wicknell Chivayo. But it's Zimbabweans who have donated. Thank you, Wicknell Chivayo. Zimbabweans donated, but the value of the name of Chivayo is the one that buys this car. Somebody's moved and they make a GoFundMe, or a GoFundMe is made. Wicknell Chivayo's name is moving this story. Any other possibilities? Greatman might surprise you and say, it's not what I wanted. Greatman. Why are they saying that? I don't know if there is one person anywhere in the world who knows anything about anyone. I don't know a clinical psychologist. Akaita sei, uri sociologist akaita sei, uri philosopher akaita sei, kuti ukwanise kuziya vanhu. It's tisingakuziye kuti uri Charles Dickens here, wakambonyera ma-pesetters uri Anne. We only know of Bonnie and Clyde. We only know about this guy one Romeo and Juliet, William Shakespeare. Imagine. Ukaona kuziya munhu unenge wapfura kana Da Vinci aivhura vanhu achoti right, ichiri apa ichinonzi chii. What am I saying? I'm not speaking to those who do that, the enemy. No. That is the pattern of the language of the enemy. So if you do follow that story on x.com, it's the same pattern, same language. English in my same arrangement. Same that. By default, mind Marco, what has filled your spirit? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. People think the mouth. Muromo uyu kumapendero kwe pakavhurika pedu, the mouth. They think the mouth ndo inotaura. Chinotaura hausi muromo. Besides kuti une mavhoka kozi pahuro or voice box. Paona kustaura une mukanwa kantaura nemina maybe unotaura. But hautaure mutauro undotaura nepahuro. Speaketh. Speaking, action speaks louder than words. What is speaking? Kutaura. Kubata. You have spoken. Yes, you may say things, but if you've spoken. Saying and speaking are different things. The things you say may not be the things you are speaking. Like right now, the words I'm saying is not what I'm speaking. What I'm speaking speaks to one who gets spoken to. Spoken word. Speaking. So we do speaking. We are not populists. No, we are speakers. And a populist is not popular or unpopular. God doesn't grant them that. They are anonymous who use Chivayo's name, who use Greatman's name to push an idea, a system. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against the patterns of Satan. One writes, congratulations, Mujaya. Congratulations. Hongo makwira. Tukufara kuno nikusumukira kwenyu. Another one writes, define brand new. Imagine people are concerned about it. Motikari brand new. Iye munhu wacho naka anaozvarwa nhasi. They are not even brand new. By default, this last statement that I just made would sound silly. It's not related. This is straight up comedy. But type of reasoning, when a person gets bravery, yokwanisa kunyora zvinhu zvakadaro. That is what we are seeing. And the story of Greatman, we know it from the headline. Greatman outshines Chivayo with GoFundMe car upgrade. However, this is not the main title on this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I decided to begin with this story because I do not confirm to so-called what the people like. Gone are the days when good people will not be being good. They live dirty happening. We cast out demons. We are not bad Samaritans. We are good Samaritans. And we are bad news to bad Samaritans. Sure pakazara vanhu. Mutauni mese. Mutauni mateza yetu Samura Masheo. Ukaona timu yaenda pa Jameson pepe pa lunch pa whatever. Zvichitiva namasenzero ako maybe muwakuru wa coffee momo. Upa book cafe, what was happening? Kuchina na stand chat mtonazi. Samura Masheo ishiri Samura Masheo. First Street. Isati ya maybe Harare CBD's First Street to become a last street and lost street. Kusvikira pa time yekuti panotopuwa street light tender yema street light 8 million. Kudhara hapana matenda aibuda patatenanga na Christmas lights akabaka muna First Street. First Street yakanisa muonde chimurenga. Unogona kuona mukadzi akazvichenera. Matauts achimutandanisa pakati petaundi. Vabva kupwa wakomana. Like it's a mob, a head iri kufudza munhu akachena muchenero wetoners. It's mob psychology, mob this head mentality, head morality. What's so bad about a miniskirt? So some people would be hating a person for a miniskirt. Mazuano zvawedzera manje aisisiri miniskirt. Ona bhutsi yake yakapenda. Uyu ibhutsi yakapenda. Kweiwewe hunhu hwako hwakapenda, moyo wako wakapenda, mweya wako wakapenda. Uchazvisona here hunhu hwako? Saka panoitwa sei? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Greatman. This is not Mnangagwa. Satazopinda Mnangagwa takatanga tabisa Ian Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, and people who never saw Smith say Smith was better. Yes, those guys, same time you are still independent. Talk half a century, 50 years is time yavakatora build the physical buildings we see, having made the monies from here. In that same time period, some of them are farming sugar cane. Munyika msati matombotengeswa sugar iri packed. Now we're seeing our own Africans and Dangote, they're doing things. etc. In Zimbabwe, our idea of entrepreneurs, we have Wikneo Chivayo. Of course, idea that doesn't bring economic growth, but any energy out to run around. Tagwire thoughts and it. I'm saying that because he said it himself. It's thoughts and it. But Matsotsi, they're running around more than the people who call themselves good people. So I'm not here to say the devil is the devil or demons are demon or bad things are bad. Be yourself and do your good. Don't be confused by naysayers, by slanderers, by accusers of brethren. Accusation. Not allege, accuse. Accuse means you have created a problem and you are pasting it on a person. That is accusation. Remember, when you buy a property, it's an accusation. Then you accuse. That is accusing. And the devil is the father of all lies. Talking about the devil is the father of all lies. Zimbabwe politics. Ladies and gentlemen, politics is not the content that gets most views in Zimbabwe or anywhere. Politics, I think, comes out number 4. Number 1 is music. That is number 1. This video get 10-12,000 views. If this same time it's an instrumental, it will be 1 million views. Maybe if the instrumental takes 30 days, it will be 1 billion views. But why politics? What is politics? Politics is politics, but entertainment is what shapes pop culture. Is what shapes behaviors of people. Not Zanu PF, Mnangagwa, not opposition, Chabangu, or God is in it, Chinamasa, or anybody who is somebody that time, who shapes the people. It is the secular musician. Is it Oliver Mtukudzi, Nasinde Zedu, my train Changamire people weddings, shaping a people in music? Is it Chimbetu? Is it Jakarta? Shaping a people through music? Is it my rhythm, my duality, my buyout rhythms? Shaping a people through music? Is it my cheso, Zakanaga, Zakadaro, shaping a people through music? That is what happens. What happens? Of course, things are bad in the economy. We have no road shows. When I was in my bar, my club DJs are the only DJs who can play good music. Radio DJs, they play radio music. They don't play Soldier Love until Soldier Love is big and they say his music is mediocre quality. Mediocre quality, no. It does not sound. It does not sound like deep house from South Africa, which is not related to your people, which you don't understand. but you have no idea of what class is. You can't play Jay-Z because Jay-Z is a scientist, is a philosopher, now too sophisticated for you. You can only play maybe my cheerleader Arkurwa Gong kana Digong South Africa, which is dancehall music. Yeah man, that John Cena, that John Cena. So you don't play real music for the people. My house, Afropop, things like that. Who is the Zimbabwean music who has gone bigger than ever? It's Wabatiwa Jehovah. It's Mbira Zenarira. It's Ja Pressure. It's Winky D. It's a free man singing Join a City. And do you spend a singing Join a City? Couldn't do a single night. That's how it gets big. So don't worry about anybody. Ladies and gentlemen. So Zimbabwean politics, headlines will keep on being made. Just like 10 to 12 years ago. Just read the headline, you get the story. Here we don't tell you the story. We tell you what is the truth. Because what am I doing? Come here just reading news. News. The only news is the good news. The only news is the gospel. The only news is whosoever shall believe shall not perish, but have everlasting life, shall have value, shall have fire. Whoever shall believe in yourself, in what you're doing. I give you a challenge today. If you are a person with doubts, why do you only doubt things about yourself? Why do you only doubt good things? If all your life you have doubted good things, give yourself 1 year to make it sound less than that 365 days to make it sound more. Give yourself 1 year. To doubt. Give yourself 1 year. Kudzinga madhumeni anoplanta ma seeds of doubt mbrain mako. Why are they telling you this story? Wambonzwa here. Iwe. Ko unoziva here kuti chakati. Okay, ndozviziva saka. I'm not saying don't watch movies, entertainment. That's entertainment. The devil is so stupid. The devil is a small boy. I think you're a motorcard. They come and say, it's brand new. It's brand new here. Motorcard brand new. That person, if they ever bought anything in their life, ukaona kwanza kuti munhu I brand new here munhu atenga chinhu. What are your values? The love of money, you love no value. Have you heard Kutagirei? It's brand new ichi. It's brand new ichi. Hate yourself. You are munhu asingafarire. Waiti usafarire but usavenge. Uri kumuvenga because akavengwa. Akavengwa nani? Na Satan. The devil is a small boy. The devil does not bless anybody any moment, any day. The devil does not put anybody in power. The devil doesn't give anybody a job. any day, any moment. Devil is job description. Devil, anybody who tries to bevel you out of your way. Vanda kurwisanisa mabhuru. Greatman is not an enemy to Sulumani. He's not an enemy to Chivayo. Kudhara zvaitomboitika. Vanhu vachitovengana. Vanhu vada kubatira dance culture pamusoro. Isusu tiri madj tiri kuzati kana vachimba kuti go home soundboy, we go make a soundboy tonight. Ana Papa San, iClash vari kuwirirana hadzisi mhandu. We know soldier love and mubanditi hadzisi mhandu nemhandu. They are clashing, it's entertainment. Akomana dai zvakadaro akomana. Funga kuti Vandema angadai nemhandu dzakawanda sei. So, chii chatinonyanya kudzidza? Chatinodzidza neemotion. People are being conditioned. Muri kuitwa devil primer pend. Then we don't do anything. We are waiting for Zanu PF to collapse. Yet no other party has outlived Zanu PF. Munyika muno mune political party imwe here. Izvezvi. Is there any other political party? So, if you think you could have put Zanu PF in power, you have put Zanu PF in power. Play your part in the nation. Kana uchida kuibvisa, participate in the election. But family first. Ngatimbosiyana ne first family. Feed your family first. Baba shua wachudza mwana Mnangagwa uyu una mwana Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa. Ti Mnangagwa. Saka Mnangagwa ndiye aLucifer ka. Bible rifana tangiza kunyorwa. If you hate success, success doesn't come to you. If you hate the truth doesn't come to you. Love the truth, it comes to you. Your values determine your value, your monetary value. Kana munhu achinzi net worth, status is not the money in the bank, whether it's liquid or in so-called assets, liabilities actually. But the liabilities are more to your favor than otherwise if they are securities. So I don't even want to go to those words, ladies and gentlemen. Those words are for guys like Anamtuli Ngube. And imagine a professor is doing what he can do. How does he solve a problem? Munyika. The only jobs at Munyika are provided by the government. If we can raise money for Greatman, let's do hedge funds and do cooperatives and do hypermarkets. But we can't do hypermarkets but because we have so-called merchandisers. We can't run businesses because we have been lied to by some conmen who do company registration. They tell you registering a company is a business. It's useless. The guy running Standard Oil introduces that because such demagoguery was happening there. The guy is running Standard Oil. My protest. You want more, you want more. Like the guys, they are not unfair. They are actually fair. Back to the British Empire. British Empire. Those guys were imperialist. They are imperial. What does the word imperialist mean? The word imperialist, what does it mean? A few days ago, I gave you another word. Authoritarianism. Do you know what words mean? Or when the devil says words, there is no reflection. Devils have become lecturers. Not even devils, okay. You choose your lecturer. From among unqualified personnel. You are a builder. Farmer. Kuwaka. Yes, here and there, you can find that one who can do that. So you want to bet everything on that. Imperialist. Imperialist means who value for what it is. Who do what has to be done. Because it is theirs. So, if you are a colony, because varungu havana kuya nehondo kava vachimanikidza kuti itai so, they are putting order, they are building vati pamadhumeni, things like that, Growth Point Township, things like that. That's how you develop to become this. Vanhu vakuenda kumauniversity. I think we would see a video of Blessed Case atori kuchikoro ane mufana wechikoro. He's a free spirit as is, he's a free radical as is. Akadaro. And it's my free radical. The devil is a small boy. Devil auda uzonitambira kana ndazofunga kuyetuka. Devil ndikatomita demon inini. Because the devil is so stupid. But people are vanishing from my emotions. Ewa, my hype man. I'm not beginning an Eminem. The word imperialism. There is the imperial system or the decimal system, decimation. Yeah, best 10. In a fractioning 0.5. Imperial in a fraction. Mates, whatever they be doing calculations. It's about values. Imperialist is not like actuarialist, but it's related. Actuarist, not obituary. Then authoritarianism, take note of the word author and Nyorama book. I'm speaking of an author, not a journalist. And Nyorama records is waitika journal. Kana mleja. Journalist and Nyorama Muswa one, quite kachakat. Muswa ngiriki no. Oh, just an analyst like me, or a scientist or a thinker. I deliberately use the word just an analyst so that one who can reflect can think on what is analysis. Analysis. Analysis is not comparative, but you are using records that are already known. This does data. Okay, this is the temperature 26. What is it supposed to be? Supposed to be whatever the human body temperature is it 32 or 28? I don't know. Degrees Celsius. So this means this means that. Okay. Analysis is almost like diagnosis. But diagnosis, you're looking inside. Analysis, you're just using records. Diagnosis, you have to use a little bit of your brain. Analysis, information that is there. Logic, not necessarily comparative. Imperialist means somebody who values value. Imperial. Authoritarianism, falling under authority. God authority. Being under authority. Kuteedzera mitemo yekuziva kuti ndikadyara chibage ndinochidiridza kana ndochidyara kuchinaya. Kana uine zvakuita zvisingaite, regerera zvisingaite. Regerera zvivi. Uite zvinoita, kwete zvisingaite zvinova zvisiyana nazvo izvi. Ndo zvivi. Munyika medu mune zhizha, mvura yanenge yakawanda kunge mashizha. Iwe uda kurima munguva yechando, une irrigation here, kurima wheat here, things like that. Chivi, whatever is sin, chinokukanganisa iwewe. Do not be equally yoked with unbelievers. Avoid bad company, for bad company corrupts good character. Bad company corrupts good character. You and you the body. But you, your soul, you're not a soul trader unless you're a soul trader. You, the one, you, the spirit, you, iwewe. Asiri isusu. Zvaunofunga mukati mako kana wambofunga kufunga. Maybe unomona mukana iwoyo. Me saying that, who are you? I'm not going to say whoever you are, whatever you are. No. Whatever, we're trying to comfort people who that brought doubt to the people. Who that day is out there to break the will, to break the spirit of the people. Who is there out there to dehumanize a person? To turn them into slaves, to turn them into a head. That doesn't work. In South America, Africans were enslaved, but we have blacks who have free minds right now. In the United States, we are working together with who they call white people. Yes, these guys gave us education. If we go to other nations, like where we see Wycliffe comes from, it's there in America, but they're struggling. So we'll be like, no. My British at Vadai. Then to Zawada because our common out to look Easter. We're not the common China. All right, I want to see an hour. Josa. Back in the days, Mamoske Nachatengesa, Mabodoro. We were like Mamosken. Right now, even diaspora vote here in Zimbabwe. To what doesn't go to Zanu PF diaspora vote. Okay. YouTube will put on to active video. Okay. Jesus Christ. Toti Zanu PF party yakaipa iri kufuira right. As you cooked up your story. Why did you cook up your story? Kana uchida kugadzira content yekuti mari nyatso gadzira content. gadzira music. Don't sing truth, right? Remember song entertainment. Make comedies. Don't be a merchant of doom. So how long does it take to completely wipe this pandemic called pull down mentality, called poverty mentality? As a man thinketh, so is he. We start with nation building. Nation building. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. Don't be an adult crying like a baby, crying crisis. Crying crisis. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. Don't be an adult crying crisis. We want economic emancipation. What does economic emancipation mean? It means rusununguko rwehomwe arunzwe nepfuti. A revolution is the change of the mind. 2 revolutions per minute, 6 revolutions. Sometimes a revolution is brought in a state of war. And we say watching your mindset because political hondo. Mitra events, it's a ceremony. It's a revolution. Sometimes there is a revival or a crusade. It's a revolution. Sometimes the Father sends Jesus Christ. It's a revolution. Sometimes there is Reverend Shtauro Chiweshe. It's a revolution. Muzimbabwe takapesa ta revolution when 2000 patakaluta. The bus stops never recovered. The shops never recovered. Zupco never recovered. More and more looting, corruption. Takubva pabasa vakuluta. Idea corruption ingetanga netimbe NGO. Wakomana Zanu wasitwa kufamba nemadiscovery, wakomana ma-NGO ndo vanga kurova madiscovery. Tiri kubatsira vanhu vakaita zvakati, kubatsira vanhu zvakati. Yeah. Vanga kubatsira kupfuura kana Roman Catholic, kubatsira kana kupfuura Jairus chiri. Kana uchibatsira waita basa. Kana usiri kubatsira, chibatsiro nekuti kana usingade, hatikuramidze kusada, usavenge. Nation building, kuvaka vanhu. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. Instead of crying, have pride, national pride. Have a self-identity. Not crying crisis while you are in identity crisis. You might think it's a national crisis. You are in a midlife crisis. You are in a relational crisis. You are in a money crisis at your home. It's all crisis. Everybody at one point, not everybody. Everybody who is in a crisis, they're in a crisis. What is the crisis about? Issue yako ndema issue ere, or it's another issue? Me, ndakatsamwa boys, please, I'm irritable. Ndikungokumbuka nezvinhu zvese. Okay, ndazvora cognitive therapy. Aisichashande. Then on psychology as they manipulate mun subliminal kuti kunaenda anchikumbiro ningi ubati nandikwanise kunyima urikumbira ere or being polite uchita aggressive handiwanzwisisa ka una iwewe futi iwewe awuite iwewe. That is the pattern of Satan anytime, anywhere. Be it in Europe, be it in Zimbabwe. Nobody has time for that. But anybody who is somebody or anybody, they would be. Abraham is like Sodom and Gomorrah. 50 people, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm out.